100 subscribers, man.
How good is that?
100, buddy.
That?
100.
100.
That's a whole 100 people that love Geek Men.
And it's 100 more than we had about 2 months ago. So,
well, maybe love Geek Men is a bit generous. They may not love Geek Men.
Might enjoy the occasional. When time permits, after all the
catch a couple
family time's done, and you're feeling a bit indulgent with these two.
We'll do 30 seconds of Geek Men. Look, I'm committed to Geek Men.
Me too.
I watch it. I watch the entire video.
Yes, I enjoyed it. I found myself enjoying it and forgetting that I was in it and thought it's all right.
But in all seriousness, the fact that anyone would subscribe to us is wonderful. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 100%.
So, and just keep doing it. So, Bud, what are we going to talk about? The photos. The photos. So many photos. We've got Han Solo set photos. We've got Vanity Fair photos.
Yeah.
I've got it right here on my laptop, buddy. Just give me a second. You just keep...
Agreed. There's been a lot of footage coming out lately. And Vanity Fair have done the Last Jedi piece. It looks awesome. We thought we'd take a moment to review it.
Absolutely, buddy. Rey and Luke standing together. Rey and Luke. You know, how wonderful does that look?
I love it. I'm finding Luke with that cloak and just that whole look, it's blown to one side. I really love how they got that looseness to it. It's very friggin' cool.
Do you think Daisy looks like she's matured a little in these photos? What do you think?
Another look.
She looks like she's matured somewhat.
This
happened straight after what we've seen. Nothing much has changed.
Yeah. It definitely looks like in the first following scenes from the end of... The Force Awakens, for sure.
It's nice though. I like where they are. I like the clothes, the colours of the clothing. Luke looks the way I feel comfortable with it. You know, I mean, you think about what do you want? What do you expect from this? Even Mark Hamill wanted himself. How do you go back? How do you do it again?
Yes.
You know, this is the way you do it. I think this is the most appropriate way, age, everything permitting.
Yeah.
You know, dressed like this. I love it.
I love it. I love it. I couldn't be happy. I love that he's got, the beard and had it.
Yep.
I think it looks awesome, the cloak. And how's the cloak? You've always loved the cloak. You've always loved the robe.
I'm into robes.
And how's this for robe?
But he was a dark colour last time we saw him. He had the black suit and the dark robe. And now he's lightened it up again.
Yeah, but I like that because you look back to Obi-Wan and you look back to even Anakin at the end of Jedi, and there was back to the browns or back to the lighter, the natural tones. And I always thought black jarred for him, but I think he was still young and the phase he was going through, and plus he still had Vader in his destiny to confront Vader. So I think some of that fed into the black he was wearing.
Yes. Because he signed as well, and there was always the possibility he may have turned.
Yes.
We weren't certain, because he was prone to aggravation. He would, get frustrated quickly. This is why you fail. He's been told that, you don't have the patience for it. So where did the development in his Jedi education come? Because he trained during Empire, and he was told that he wasn't up to scratch then. He takes on Vader, he loses an arm, all right, he doesn't totally overcome in that. He doesn't botch it completely, but he wasn't successful. He wasn't the victor in that one. He managed to get out. So, you wonder how skilled he was. So when you see him in black, you think, where is he at? Because he comes in Return of the Jedi. Here we are reflecting. We're reflecting on the old stuff, right?
Reflect.
He comes in, and I always remember, even when I watched it when I was young, he walked into Jabba's palace and he seemed powerful.
Yes.
He's straight in with the Force powers.
Love that scene.
Manipulating minds of Bib Fortuna, and the Gamorrean guards didn't stand a chance.
Yes, and it's like you're seeing a bit of the Force for the first time. Here's this confidence, here's this younger guy. Because up until then, what have we seen? Ben Kenobi, we've seen the dark side.
That's it.
But Agreed.
That's
Very
it.
cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so getting back to this with those natural tones, I'm liking it because there's that elder statesman.
Yep. All right. Oh, my goodness. Phasma, Kylo, and Hex. What's his name?
Hux.
General Hux. Of course. But Gwendolyn Christie without the helmet, I lost my shit when I saw that. I lost my shit because that's what I'm after. Seeing the Phas without the helmet. And don't get me wrong, when they, the Attack of the Clones, when they had Jango out of his costume, or even, I thought, whoa. No. She would get the helmet on.
What's going on with that? You don't do that. Somebody cut. Hold on. Has anybody checked this out?
You'd be taking your gear off, bud. Bubba never took his helmet off, man. He's flying, he's whatever. He's lost all his peripheral vision, but he keeps the helmet on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and nowadays, what's with all this helmet off shit? Nowadays, you're struggling to see a helmet. Kylo's smashing. What's going on there?
Have we started? I'm struggling.
Yeah. I bet you are. You're a big Kylo man and have the helmet. Yeah, it's a struggle.
But I saw this.
Tell me.
Oh, I love it because Gwendolyn is Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
She's and the staff. I don't know if you can tell with this photo.
Oh.
This is the cover photo.
Right.
But when you can see she's holding a staff there.
Yes.
It's a new weapon. So not a blaster, not a saber, a staff, a retractable staff.
Yeah.
So that's apparently what this is. But the non-helmet with the slicked hair, the slicked always seems to represent evil, or a light and fluffy hair would represent good.
Sure.
The slicker, I tend to think, look at Hux over here. He's as slick as they come.
He holds it back tight, doesn't he? He was great. I've got to say, I did like him.
So what do you think of the Phas with no helmet?
Yeah, I guess for me, I'm seeing Brienne of Tarth, and I'm seeing Phasma, and I'm seeing a head-on body. I mean, I know it's her, and I know it's a female, the way it walks. And I think Gwendolyn does a wonderful job with, a character in armour, bringing that femininity, but subtle.
Yeah.
I really rate that. But I'm jarring a little bit with seeing Game of Thrones and Star Wars together, just putting it out there. It's cool, and I think I need to see this footage to fully appreciate what I'm seeing. But hey, it's just a moment.
What did you think of that line in The Force Awakens when she's, the villagers, when she's wondering what to do with the villagers in that first sequence with Kylo Ren, and what were her lines in that? She said, "Sir, the villagers, what to do with the villagers and kill them all."
Yeah.
But, what did you think of the way she delivered that line? Even when she's with Finn and saying, and who told you to take your helmet off? And
I like that line.
did you like all that?
I did like that, but the rest of it, I struggled. I still felt it was her, that actress, doing those lines. And I felt, maybe it's because I love Game of Thrones. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it felt like her. And so for me, it didn't quite hit its mark. But I don't think it's any fault of hers.
Right. Well, I don't think she's had the opportunity to really do what she can do.
Yes.
So, you reserve your opinion until you've seen the next one.
Yeah.
Because I think this is encouraging, seeing her without the helmet.
Yes.
So I think we're going to get more acting out of her.
Yeah. Well, I was convinced. Is it her in the film without a helmet, or is it just the shoot? So I didn't automatically assume it is her with lines in the film.
No, I'd imagine it's her throughout.
You're probably right. And maybe, I should think of it, but for some reason I didn't. I thought maybe it's the photo shoot part of it. I agree with Adam Driver that you can see there's this helmet smash. So obviously, we get a lot of him without a helmet.
This Kylo with no helmet is just not going to fly with me, bud. I mean, I like him. He's even changed. He doesn't have the ripped fabric that he had before. He used to have this. It was almost like a scarf of ripped fabric around him, with the tail of the fabric hanging down his back, and that's all gone now. It seems like he's got a tailored collar that was there under the suit. This new jacket look.
Bit slicker, a bit mature, a bit older. I see it.
But the voice of the helmet. Remember, we've had this discussion before. The voice of the helmet was our Vader. Yes. It was our, that sound.
I liked it.
Do you not miss that we're not going to get the resonance of that sound and helmet anymore? Is it just me?
Look, I don't believe they're going to do a whole film like this. I mean, if they're going to do him a whole film without the helmet, then, you know, it's pretty bold. You'd want the writing pretty done very well. And Star Wars is very much about the outfits and the helmets and the, you know, it's so cool. And like you said, Boba Fett, Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, you know, Star Wars, for heaven's sake. They're going to do a movie without helmets with their main villain. I mean, to be honest, if I look at that, and look, just for honesty's sake, I'm not rocking with that. I want to see a helmet of some sort. And then you put Snoke into the picture. And I'm going to be honest here, you know, on camera about Snoke. I'm not loving Snoke.
I'm not loving Snoke.
And I'll tell you, he's
the weakest element for me. I don't have even the curiosity about character, right? It's poorly done CG, what I've seen so far. That's all I can say so far. And it may improve.
Yeah.
But seeing this hologram of a CG character just didn't work for me. And the whole mouth thing, it just seemed like we can do better than that. You know? We could have had a real real there.
I would have rather they'd made someone up or... agreed. And so I guess getting back to this, we've got Kylo no helmet and then Snoke, who, you know, at this point we're not loving. And I'm just thinking, well, hold on, where are we going to get some cool helmeted action? Are you want the Stormtroopers?
Well, we just don't know.
It's assumptions.
We don't know.
And I'm hoping it's a sequence or it's a section of the film, not the whole film. Or maybe there's a new helmet that he has created that we're not going to see until the film. I mean, I'm just...
They made such the point in the trailer to show the broken Kylo helmet. I don't think we can... As optimistic as I want to remain, because I love the Kylo helmet. Love the Kylo helmet. You know.
What if they took the Kylo helmet and they just extend on what is a little, maybe a little longer, maybe a few changes?
I've heard that. I've heard even incorporating the old Vader burnt helmet in some way and creating a new helmet. I don't know. But if it's pulled off well and you go, wow. I mean, I never thought I'd like a Kylo Ren until I was given a Kylo Ren. I would have thought, Vader. How are they ever going to replicate a villain like that in Star Wars, whatever the case? But I really did invest in Kylo Ren. I thought, they've done it again. They've done something where the voice and the character and the look, and I was in there. I'm in. But now they've taken away from that by taking the helmet away. I'm really hung up on the helmet thing, bud. And as confident as I am in Rian Johnson, I just... The helmets...
I see it. I can see the concern, like I said. And look, this is a moment we're going to have faith. Have faith in the writers, have faith in Kathleen Kennedy, have faith in Lucasfilm. I think they should be able to get this. And this guy's supposed to be awesome. Right? We're supposed to be in for a fantastic film with Rian Johnson.
Faith in him. Writer, director.
That's right.
I like a man that's doing it all himself.
Yeah.
I have faith in that. And he's been raved about for his writing. Yeah. His movies are fantastic. His previous stuff, I've only seen Looper, but Looper's fantastic. Yeah. So try and watch Looper if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Only because you'll get a sense of something unique. He is very unique. I
agree with her. Very unique. Yeah.
He's, maybe if you don't even like the movie, but you will at least pick up on his uniqueness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've got a classic photo here. Poe Dameron with a new leather jacket.
Yeah.
Finn's got the old brown light leather jacket. Rose, the new character. Rose. So I know nothing. And BB-8, of course. BB-8.
Yeah, well, I think the boys look awesome.
Yeah,
Poe's definitely, it's almost a Hoth outfit here, a Han Solo Hoth. We've almost got the long jacket, they're like undergarment. There's a lot there.
The collars are all the same, bud.
Happening for me.
Look at those shirts, and it is Bespin.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a dark blue jacket and a white shirt, and it's virtually there with all the layering and the bits.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really happy with the way things are progressing. I'm so enthused about everything to do with Star Wars now, and I feel like my enthusiasm continues to grow.
It's awesome, man. Yeah. Look, I'm with you. I'm loving what's happening. I loved Rogue One. I'm really into these anthologies. I'm looking forward to Han Solo.
Yep.
The standalones and I'm finding that side very interesting. I did like The Force Awakens. It was a good film, and it was great to see him again. But I remember my first viewing on that one took me a bit of time to digest and to process. But with Rogue One, I found myself accessing it quicker. And then when the Vader stuff came in, I was really moved, man. Like I said to you on the phone, it was like they added to some of the greatest stuff we've seen in Star Wars. And those Vader scenes, especially the second two, the back the tank, and obviously when he's going through and he slaughters those rebel troopers, but so I'm loving that stuff. Looking forward to Han. I too am loving what they're doing with this.
Yeah. Okay, can I just say to you though, we had the two different experiences because I watched Force Awakens and I was in. Yes. I was in like a 12-year-old boy, I was right in there, and you didn't. No. And when you watch Rogue One, you were in, and then I had that experience. Like maybe I laboured a little bit with it. Yeah. But I will admit though, I've watched Rogue One, especially I watched it a few more times in the cinema and I enjoyed it. Yeah. But I got it home on Blu-ray, and that's been my greatest viewing yet. Yeah. Really taking in the characters, the Donnie Yen character and Rey and Jin and Cassian, and I really took it all in, and the way that they all die off in the end, and it really did, and the Vader sequence, of course, but that action stuff that we're seeing in the last 40 minutes of Rogue One is spectacular. Probably some of the best space stuff we've seen in a Star Wars movie. Really, by comparison, you look around at the other stuff. Yeah. They've taken everything we like before and just done it really, really well technically.
I'm watching the end of Rogue One and I'm sort of glued. And then when the Vader stuff comes on, I'm like, wow.
And they didn't botch that. They really nailed it. Even the movements, nothing looks thin, because it could have been cringe stuff. It could have been, I never thought Vader would sort of do something like that. But it was all very, and he had 2 or 3 things going on at the same time. And he'd be choking this guy while he's doing this guy. And so it was really done well.
I remember there was an interview with him talking, Gareth Edwards, and he was saying that they wanted to make sure that everything they put on screen was something we had seen Vader do before. And I love how they limited themselves in that regard. I think it was very creatively clever too. And we got that. There wasn't the jarring. Of the things he could do, but also the motions were done well, and I think that looks like they were shot by a person. There's not beside the sabers, etc. It'd still be a stick, but obviously the people flying up on the roof. I think with Vader himself, I think it's a stunning going through and doing those movements. And I love where the doors are showing. There's that cut back to him, and he's sort of just splashing. And he's like he progressively got more violent and more deadly and more potent as the scene went on. He started by standing there, by the time he finished, he's like ready. And there's
a layer of smoke in the room too, so everything's it's dramatic. It's dramatic.
Nightmare come to life, and you see the guy when he sees him, and he just realises, and you can see almost the cogs turning in his head, and he's like shooting with all his life.
So I guess that's the thing about Rogue One. Whatever you felt going through it, you get to that point, and because it's right at the end of the movie, everyone gets out of the movie going, oh man, because they just saw that 30 seconds of Vader going off his tree, and it's I mean, even Collider were talking about the payoff. When's we're going to get a Vader payoff in this, and you certainly did. You certainly did.
Yeah, they lifted it. And did you read that it was a scene that came into the script late in the piece? It wasn't in there from the beginning. I think it was quite a late thing, and I think I can't remember. Actually, I can't do justice to the story, but it did come in late in the piece, and I heard that Kathleen liked it, and it was shot hastily toward the end.
Right. I know there were other plans. I know they were thinking about having Vader kill off maybe 1 or 2 of them as well, being more intricately involved in some of the lower ground battle stuff. But look, I can't criticise what they did. There's a lot of sentiment in that movie. I find myself getting choked up. It's the only Star Wars movie that chokes me.
Yes.
The endings with the characters and the way they all sacrifice themselves in their own way.
Yeah. I choked a bit at the end of Revenge of the Sith, believe it or not.
Yes, I remember you telling me. I remember you telling me.
I think the last 20 minutes of that's where Star Wars rung true. I was seeing the same sets. I was seeing Vader's suit. So there was a lot in that where it started coming together. And, of course, John Williams' themes were coming in for Alderaan and when the babies are dropped off Tatooine, it was... They finally...
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It took them long enough to get there, but Revenge of the Sith kind of started ringing back to the originals.
Yeah.
And the other time, obviously, we sort of choked up was Han Solo and Empire Strikes Back. Like, it was a bit of a difficult ending.
When he gets frozen.
Yeah, I found that a bit... I don't know if I was choking up, but that's a bit of a sad thing, but that's the second act.
I always felt Luke's auntie and uncle, and he gets back and he sees their charred bodies, and I thought, oh, that's rough.
Which I think for the first few years when I had seen it, I thought rather than charred bodies, they were just bits of debris. I didn't pick up.
Same, bud. Were they always there? If we go back to the original 77 release, are those charred bodies there? I don't know, because I don't remember seeing them. Although I was very young at the time.
Yeah. I'd like to say categorically they were. I would like to think very much they were. Maybe not as in clarity.
It'd be nice to establish that 100% though.
Yeah, we'll have to do Harmy's specialised version for that. We'll have to go back to the... Yeah,
it's interesting.
I do have the DVD though, the '96 release.
Really?
The original cut, the theatrical cut on DVD.
I'd like to watch.
They're not good transfers, but it is there.
Get rid of that fuzzy line along the bottom.
Not quite that bad. Not quite that bad. I think they'll take it off the laser discs. I could be wrong.
Leia.
Yeah.
Leia.
Yeah, it's brings a bit to bear in your thoughts, with Carrie Fisher and all. It's great to see her. She looks sad in that shot, Which I guess what else is she going to be with this story, with her son the way he is, and Han Solo, her husband,
so lovely draped.
Yeah.
I read this story online about her. She was saying that she had a conversation with Kathleen Kennedy, and she was saying, okay, the first movie, Force Awakens, it's all about Harrison Ford. He has his moment.
Wow.
And then she says, this is Carrie Fisher talking to Kathleen Kennedy, and she's saying, okay, you've got Luke, Mark, he's going to be the big one for episode 8. No. She goes, make sure I'm number 1 in episode 9.
Oh.
And Kathleen Kennedy said, you know what? That's what we were working at. That's what we'll play. But now everything's changed. Everything's changed.
Oh, that's sad, man.
What also concerns me is that I read that this will be the end of her appearance and character. So what does that mean? Are they going to kill her off? Are we going to get... that could be highly emotional. Rian Johnson is going to turn everything on its head.
Yeah.
It's going to be something very different.
Yeah, well, look, I think it's a very good observation. I find that very easy to believe. So, look, I hope you're wrong. Izzy, I don't want to see her die off. I hope you're wrong, buddy. But,
they're not filming anymore with her, so what else are they going to do with her?
Of course. But it's going to be nice to see Carrie Fisher. That last time.
Yes.
I think we're all going to enjoy that.
Oh, God, could you imagine what that means for everyone who cares about Star Wars?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's incredible that it's even happening. Like, to think that she dies after shooting the next movie that we haven't even seen. Yeah. And we're going to enjoy all this movie and she's not even present to enjoy it with us. And it's amazing.
I kind of like it, though. I like it in that, she's much loved. I love her. I'm sure you do your way too. And it's cool that she's passed on, which is not cool, but it's cool that in a year's time, however long's time, they can have this footage of her. It's like a little memorial, but in a real cool way. See some stuff you hadn't seen. I enjoy the fact that millions of people are going to go and give Carrie Fisher a moment.
Yeah.
I think she deserves it. I'm thrilled. She's all wonderful.
And reprising the role that defined her.
Yeah. I hope she smashes it, and I hope she brings a tear to many people's eye just by virtue of her being Carrie Fisher, and we'll appreciate her.
The reports of those that have seen it, like the J.J. Abrams has said, and Kathleen Kennedy, the footage they've seen of Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill even has been exceptional. And I'm going back to Rian Johnson. I've got faith this guy must be bringing the best out of them.
Yes.
He must be bringing the best out of them.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Photos. Rey with a sword.
Well, I'll kick in. Look, I like it, but to me it's staged, you know, and I'm just sort of not up for the stage. Look, I'm being critical. I don't, you know, I love her, I love Lucas.
No, doesn't look very comfortable. She doesn't look very comfortable.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably just an action shot, you know. It might not be staged, but it doesn't do
the interesting thing is she didn't do any promo with sabers for Force Awakens, and now she's wielding the lightsaber. Yeah. Yeah, even this doesn't look like a comfortable shot, does it?
Gotta be said. I'm gonna say it.
Chewie,
what's going on with Chewie, man? Come on, close your mouth, Chewie.
Oh no!
What's that? Oh, she's fine. She's
so this is
cool. But what's Chewie doing?
Even she looks a bit awkward in this shot. Does she look comfortable to you?
Me there, very much. You know?
She's leaning right into her.
This guy.
And then you've got Chewie like.
Bloke smells like. I'm not liking her either.
So what is it about the shot you don't like? You don't like Chewie?
I just find Chewie's expression isn't. I don't know, if it was the original, he'd be sitting there with his mouth shut for a start, and I think he'd just be there, and I love that about them.
It doesn't look natural to me. It looks like he's been artworked or he's too puffed out or something.
There's no need for it.
It doesn't look like the character in a costume. It almost looks like an animation.
Yeah, why bother? The costume's awesome. It's so, you know, and I think for me, the fact they caught him mid growl, why? Just, you know, he knows it's a photo. What happened was in the middle of talking, step back a bit, you know, wrong angle. Yeah. He would have his mouth shut. It's a Wookiee, you know.
Interesting, though. She's got ownership of the Falcon now with Chewie.
Yeah.
It's good. So, these fancy people. So this, what I read about this is that it's some environment on a planet where they're going to be within a casino planet, or so we're going to get a bit of this. What it reminded me of when I saw this was how they showed Coruscant in is it Attack of the Clones? You know, when all that sequence when they're flying those little ships in the beginning, that's all through Coruscant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And
Zam Wessel, the bounty hunter, and they capture.
And they go into that bar, and Anakin says, "Jedi business." And I thought that was so fucked. I thought, "What are you doing? You know, you want to buy death sticks? No, you don't want to buy. You're going to reevaluate your life."
Yeah,
you know, it's just so fucking shit.
I didn't mind that bit. You know, rethink that.
I shouldn't be so critical.
The first point I agree. Jedi business. I thought,
go back to your drinks.
Yeah.
Go back to your drinks. Oh God. I look at this photo and think, they're going to try and do a bit of. I'm looking at some prequel stuff here, a prequel look. I think they're going to deliver it well.
Okay.
Cool. You know, that's my only hope with this sort of, because I can't relate to this. To me, this is not Star Wars meaningless to me. I don't see anything Star Wars about this.
Yes.
But I'm hoping they're going to be able to tie it in. Is that Yak Man in a tuxedo back there? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't. It almost looks like a horse face.
This guy.
Yeah.
How's this guy or chick?
Wow.
The bit.
Yeah. So I must admit, I haven't looked at this photo really closely. I've seen it.
Neither have I. I've only glanced over it myself.
You know what? I'll be 100% honest. When I saw the shot on the web, I thought, that's someone's brought up some file from some other magazine. I didn't even think it was Star Wars.
No, this is
part of my brain saw the guy down here.
This dude.
Too weird. And I thought, okay, but I didn't dwell on it, and it was hard for me to inject myself into it because of the dinner party theme. Definitely.
We'll see how it all ties in.
Yeah. Another one like it.
I like this one with Anthony Daniels in this 3PO outfit.
Yeah, well, you know I'm going to love this, being into props myself. Yeah. I love the fact they're in it looks like the prop shed there, and they've got some of the you know, handlers and props makers. It's cool, and he's standing there in that. Yeah, I agree. I really like this. And how cool does R2 look at the weathering on him. He looks brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do like the BB-8 still in there.
Yeah. I love the fact we've got these guys, you know, the guys behind the scenes. I love we've got a bit of that. You know, these blokes, Can you imagine, they're contributing, they're building Star Wars with their bare hands. This is very, very cool.
And what does this mean when you see Anthony Daniels?
Yeah.
You see those young shots of him in the 70s with the same armor or the same 3PO outfit on. He's got longer hair, and here he is in the man of 60s, 70s, whatever he is now, still putting on the outfit and giving the character its uniqueness that only he can bring.
Yep.
At his age now.
There's an elder statesman to it. And I love that, his hair's just white and he's been doing this for a long time. There's a bit of historical reverence for the franchise in that shot.
I think so.
Very cool. And I agree with you. And even the look on his face, he's been there from the very beginning. I think Anthony Daniels is the only one that's been, in every single film.
Yes, he has. He's been acknowledged for that as being the only one. He was in Rogue One and all the prequels.
So it's quite a meaningful.
Although he only voiced Phantom Menace, he wasn't in that one.
Oh, nowhere.
Well, it was the droid before. It was the skeleton of 3PO.
Yes.
I like this Kaz shot with that's Mark Hamill's dog in the scene as well.
Yeah. I agree. It's nice to see Kathleen Kennedy and director and Alan Fisher.
Ryan.
It's really nice.
One thing I noticed about Ryan's interview at the celebration was what a gentle, kind person he is. That's what he struck me as.
Yeah.
A nice guy. And apparently he spent a few hours signing autographs, talking to fans and getting to know the people that follow this movie. And he's a fan himself, but he's also ready to do something different with it as well.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I'm excited. And like you said, these guys, fans making it for the fans. These guys love this stuff. And even JJ seemed like a top guy. And
so respectful.
And Gareth, is it Edwards from Rogue One? He seems like some of his interviews, a really down-to-earth guy. So,
And then think again. JJ had Lawrence Kasdan, and some other writer. There was 3 people involved in the production of the script of Force Awakens.
Right.
Rian Johnson, he directs, he writes on his own. If anything, he consulted Carrie Fisher, and as a writer, because she's an author.
Yeah, right.
They developed a relationship there, and he and her worked together to refine the script together.
That's awesome.
So it'll be interesting.
I always thought though that JJ had laid down, hadn't he done a treatment for it, but that's not to say Johnson
for this one.
Maybe it's actually treatment's probably the wrong term. It's some type of document for this, and I think. As in the same way, Rian Johnson's going to be doing some type of handover to episode 9. Is that Colin Trevorrow? I don't know. Anyway, I think it's a similar thing. I think there's been crossover.
Right.
JJ's had input.
Carrying her daughter.
It's special. Special. Lovely, and I'm glad that she has gone and appeared for her mum, and it's great to see her, and I'm glad to see this shot, and that she managed to, she was in The Force Awakens, so it's really...
And she's in The Last Jedi too.
Awesome. Yeah. Where you can see by the photo, I'm thrilled. Yeah,
it just means so much more to look at a photo. What does it mean? We could have seen this photo and Carrie was still alive, and it would mean less. Yeah. You look at it now, and you've got a mother and daughter. They're embracing. They're in costume for a movie together. It's unimaginable.
This is a wonderful photo. Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher together in an embrace. It's just a beautiful, beautiful photo. Brother and sister.
Yeah.
I did watch his tribute to her celebration. I did take the time to watch that. And
what did you think of that?
Oh, look, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. He described her honestly, but with such beautiful reverence and knowingness. I have to say, Mark Hamill, I haven't seen lots and lots of interviews, and over the years I've only seen bits and pieces, if I've even watched them, and they were very young.
Right.
And he's on interviews with others and whatnot, but sitting down and watching him, Mark Hamill now, and how he handles Star Wars and the fans and the whole piece, and this presentation to Carrie Fisher, I've got to say, I think Mark Hamill's one of the most loveliest men in Hollywood. The way he talks and the honesty, you know, and loving the fans, and then being such cool. I mean, this is Mark Hamill. This is Luke Skywalker. You know, he kind of, he has, you'd almost forgive him to even be a minute bit of arrogant. And he's just such a lovely person, and that tribute to Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
You know, what did you think?
Oh, I mean, he gets choked up a couple of times, doesn't he? He's speaking about stories of the past, and it's lovely. I've noticed though, even aside from just that tribute, he's so lovely to his fans, and he's a storyteller.
Yeah.
He's a storyteller. Lovely. He sat there and he spoke to the crowd for an hour and spoke about stories of the past. And we haven't even experienced the movie yet. Imagine when we sit and watch this movie, every element of Carrie Fisher's just going to resonate. It's just going to resonate. We're just going to be soaking her up.
Yeah.
You know, we won't be just, you know, wondering whether she keeps up. We'll just be absorbing and enjoying every element of her.
It's got so much more meaning, doesn't it? Seeing everything she says and does on screen.
Laura Dern, Jurassic Park, buddy.
I like the outfit. Bit of purple, rocking the purple, a little bit of faded stuff through the middle there, and the long drapey back. Cool. That's a cool tone of purple in the hair. I'm thinking it looks great. She looks like a dignitary.
Yep.
Maybe she's a female imperial dignitary. Be cool if she's. Well, she probably looks.
She's part of the resistance.
Oh, well, there you go.
She
Well,
is. She's
grown, isn't she? I should have worked that out. She's in bird. It was not like she's in black. I mean, what's going on here? You know, fashionista on a Star Destroyer. But yeah, right.
I read this one thing where they were talking about how maybe have they gone too extreme with the colours and the looks. Maybe it's starting to look like a Hunger Games. Hunger Games has a very distinctive style about it, and whether it looks a bit like that, I've got no criticism of this appearance, but it doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I look at the pictures of Luke and Leia and Rey, even Rey and Finn and Poe, but this hasn't earned anything in my mind yet. I'm still waiting to see.
Haven't earned it, sweetheart. On one note, though, maybe they have done something really cool with her, and maybe they all know the secret. We haven't seen it yet. We're going to let in. Maybe her character is going to be that freaking cool. In retrospeect.
And then when I look back at this photo, I'll go, all right, I'll save this on my iPad.
Laura Dern. It was Laura Dern.
I'll make it my screensaver.
Can't quite see that.
Not yet. You're gonna. We'll just flick her on for the moment. Give her a flick. Del Toro.
Yeah.
He earns a bit of cred just for the sheer, you know, coolness of the man.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, the coolness of the shot too. How cool does he look? Just
Del Toro. What do you know of Del Toro?
Ooh, I've seen him in Snatch.
Oh, he's great in Snatch. I love him in Snatch. I love him. I love him in Snatch. Oh, God.
He's great. I love the accent.
He's a bit of a gambler in Snatch.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
He's an odd one in the Unusual Suspects. He plays an unusual character.
Maybe that's the one with the accent.
He's with Johnny Depp in Las Vegas, Leaving Las Vegas, or something or other. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I love it. Even as an aged actor too, I think he's going to bring some real raw realness to Star Wars.
Nice.
I think, he's great.
He looks cool in this shot.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does. Right. I don't know, Kylo what's with this move with the sword here?
Can I counter?
Yeah.
I do enjoy him without his helmet. Now, I'm with you. I will miss him without a helmet.
Okay, Nick.
And I want to see a helmet.
All right.
But I just want to say, those scenes where he was with Rey, who's interrogating her, the helmet comes off, and some of that dialogue, and I, you know, his acting for me, I really rate it. I really like it.
Yes, I do rate his acting, but
and of course you do. I know you do. But I like those moments, those kind of moments in the character, what was going on. I probably enjoyed a lot those scenes. So I really like a bit of that. So I'm hoping they preserve a lot of that great acting that he does, and maybe we can get some sort of helmet. I'm with you. We need a helmet, man. Fucking Star Wars. It's not Kramer versus Kramer. You know, we need a helmet.
But I'm with you too, though. I do love the Adam Driver stuff, you know. But the bits in the helmet, because the voice resonates in a different way.
Yeah. Kylo Ren with the helmet is almost a different character for me, and I mean that in the most respectful way. But Kylo Ren in the helmet is, you know, it is something, and him without the helmet is a lost young boy. Yeah, it's cool that they're the same guy.
Equally as good. I love the bits when he's intimidating Rey without his helmet.
Yeah,
when he's with his dad without his helmet. Yeah. Great scenes. Even the fight sequence at the end, it's great. But he delivers it without a doubt.
Swings that saber.
Great actor.
Yeah, welcome to Star Wars. I think he's very cool.
Yeah, love him.
A lot of people have a problem with him, and I think it's that show he did Girls. I haven't really seen it, but I think he's awesome. I think he's really.
I agree, totally, buddy. Totally.
Yeah. So looking forward to this. So the shot, I like the shot. It's an action shot. It's up there. Yeah. It's stylized, but that's cool with me. I love how the cloak or the robe is coming out toward the back of him. But I don't know. It's cool. It's a promo shot.
I just want to linger on it a bit more. Why would you go and develop a character like Kylo Ren just to wipe it out in a movie? It's just too good. I guess they did it with this dude. They did it with Darth Maul, underrated.
Yeah. I would have liked some dialogue from Darth Maul. Yes. I would have liked a bit more dialogue. I would have liked a bit of a motivation and an agenda.
Yeah. Ray Park's ready to come back and do his own spin-off movie.
Good. Yeah. As far as lightsabers go and the whole martial arts of it, or the choreography, or some of the best Star Wars is with Ray Park, in my opinion. Yeah. I love that stuff. Yeah.
That's what I like about Donnie Yen in Rogue One. He brought back a bit of that, because you see when he's spinning that stick in his bit, a couple of times you see the visors of just that little visor bit of the stormtroopers smash. You see a few flakes of smashed glass.
Yes.
Like it's not just random smacking of a stick. He's making contact. He's knocking them out.
Yeah, good. I love that stuff. And even when Baze comes through the back and decimates them all with that.
Yeah, with his
heavy repeater. Yeah. No, I do too, and I love a bit of that martial arts in Star Wars when you see it, and
because it goes with the mystic spirit of the training of the Jedi, the martial arts. It's the skill of fighting up against the theory and the spirituality of it all.
Yeah, and you know who else? Yoda, Attack of the Clones. Some of his fight sequence with Dooku, there was a bit of a martial arts element, some of those twists, maybe even a bit of capoeira, a bit of Brazilian with Yoda. But there was definitely
triple flips in one direction.
Yeah. There was the skill and physicality, because Luke didn't have it. He wasn't as sharp, and Vader didn't have it until Rogue One. It wasn't very sharp. I've never been impressed with the sword play of them. I like the drama in the films when it occurs, but the prequels brought it with this stuff.
They did, buddy. They did.
Got to give George that.
Cucarachas enojadas.